So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about something most other marketers will not, which is the risks of private labeling. Hey everyone, it's Chris here with Online Store Help, and today I want to talk about private labeling, or white labeling as a lot of people call it. Now, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you're probably getting bombarded with ads about, starting a business on Amazon or private labeling or white labeling. And it can be a very good business and a way to distinguish yourself in the market, but it doesn't mean there's no risks involved. And I see a lot of people, they tell you about all the great things about private labeling, but they don't tell you some of the risks. So today's video, we're just gonna go over a couple of those risks and how to protect yourself. Okay, so a lot of these people will teach you, go over to Alibaba, find a product that's unique, have them, do a run, have them put your logo on it, and then send it into FBA by Amazon, and boom, you're a millionaire overnight. The problem is how easy it is for you to do that means it's easier for someone else to do it as well. And guess what? If Amazon catches wind of your sales and they see that it's doing well, they will go directly to those same manufacturers, they will put their logo on it, and they will undercut you and put you out of business. So for me, when I private or white label, I don't go that route. It is one route to go, but realize that it can be a difficult one. In that case here, I try and private or white label things that are being made by US manufacturers. And it makes it a little bit more difficult for competitors to come in because they can't just go over to Alibaba and see and look for a particular set of products that they are trying to copy from you. Now, the second big risk, and this is the big one to me, is realize your name is on the product, which means if someone gets hurt using your product, you're the one to get sued. Plain and simple. Your name's on the product, it is private labeled, so if someone gets hurt, you're the one who's at risk of a lawsuit. It's this reason alone that I avoid electronics or certain consumables. I'll do electronics as long as I know that they've been through the Underwriter Labs testing, and I'll do foods if they're made in the US. So you've got these two big risks. How do you protect yourself? Well, the easiest one is choose products where people have less of a chance of hurting themselves. Like I said, that's why I avoid electronics unless I know they've gone through Underwriter Labs, UL Labs, so you see the little UL thing on the back of a piece of electronics. I'm also very cautious about consumables. And when I say consumables, I mean like vitamins or foods or anything where people are eating them, unless I know they're coming from a US plant or maybe a European plant. And I know those plants have had either very little or preferably no recalls. Now, the second way to protect yourself is to budget a couple hours to go talk to an attorney. Yep, gotta go talk to a lawyer, tell them what you're trying to do, and they can help you structure the proper legal structure to protect you. Now, for example, I don't recommend a lot of times a single member LLC, and mind you, I'm not a lawyer here, but I don't recommend single member LLCs because depending what state you're in, certain states allow the courts to actually pierce the corporate veil of a single member LLC, and only an attorney can tell you that. Asking on a forum, asking on YouTube, definitely just budget a couple hours if it's $500 to go, and they'll be able to tell you and help you structure the proper legal structure for you. Now, third is look at liability insurance. Now, this is essentially what any normal business does that creates products. They have product liability insurance. So go see a local commercial broker. And when I say commercial, I don't mean the guy who does your auto and your home insurance. I mean a broker that deals with businesses, and they can get you a quote on how much it will cost to insure your product against product liability. Now, finally, if you're really good at finding out short-term trends, I'm not, I can't do this, but if you are, get in, sell a ton of it, get out, bankrupt the entity, and let everyone else pick up the pieces. Now, it's a bit shady, I know, but there are some people that do really good at this. They find a trend, they go buy a bunch of it, they sell it out, and boom, they're out once the competitors are starting to move in. So, you know, you could see a lot of people probably did this in some of these like motorized vehicles that were really popular a couple Christmases ago. So I don't want to scare you from private labeling because it can be a great way to make money, but I want to make sure you have open eyes when you go into it to make sure that you protect yourself. So hopefully you find this useful, and if you want to see more great videos, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.